Before anything else is said, I want you to stop right here, right now. Take a breath deep and slow and listen to me, not with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I'm about to say, I want you to remember, not once, not twice, but every single day, especially on the days you forget who you are, especially on the days you feel behind, unseen, unloved, unworthy, especially on the days where the noise of the world is so loud you can't hear your own voice anymore. This message is not a motivational moment. It's not another feel-good speech to scroll past. This is your reminder. This is your soul's truth. This is the truth you were born with, the one that life, pain, and doubt tried to bury under shame, expectations, and fear. You see, too many of us are walking through life starved of real encouragement, starved of real love, starved of someone looking us in the eye and saying, "You matter." Not because of what you do, not because of how strong you are, not because you're perfect, but because you are here. And that alone means something. So if you've been waiting for a sign, if you've been wondering when your time will come, if you've been questioning whether you're enough, I want you to treat this moment as your answer. Listen to this every day, not because my words are magical, but because you are. Because the truth has been inside you all along. I'm just here to help you remember it. Let me tell you something that could change the way you see your entire life. You don't have to earn your worth. Not through your career, not through your achievements, not even through your pain or your struggle. You were born worthy. That truth, that's not something you grow into. It's something you recognize, something you remember. And far too often, we forget it because of how the world measures value. We're told our worth is in our grades, our bodies, our bank accounts, our relationships, our performance. If you didn't check all the right boxes today, it's easy to think you don't measure up, that you're behind, that you're not enough. But I want you to pause right now and breathe into this: you are enough. You, in your most ordinary, quiet, unpolished state, are still a soul with power. You still carry beauty. You still have a reason to be here. That beating heart of yours, it is not a mistake. And your story, no matter how broken or bruised, is sacred. You don't have to do anything to deserve love. You don't have to wait to become someone else before you begin to matter. You already matter. You don't need someone's permission to live fully. That permission, it's yours to give to yourself. Too many people spend their lives waiting to feel worthy of happiness, of rest, of love, of peace. Waiting until they lose 10 pounds. Waiting until they get that job. Waiting until they finally feel healed. And in that waiting, they abandon themselves over and over again. But healing doesn't make you worthy. Success doesn't make you worthy. Love doesn't make you worthy. You are worthy first. You are worthy anyway. I know there are voices, internal and external, that say you aren't. That say you have to do more, be more, prove more. Those voices come from pain, yours or someone else's. But here's your power: you get to choose what you believe. And every day, you can choose to believe in your worthiness. Not as an ego trip, not as arrogance, but as truth, as a foundation, as your birthright. I want you to look in the mirror today, really look, and not just see flaws or aging or tiredness. I want you to see someone who has lived, someone who has endured, someone who has loved and lost and loved again, someone who still gets up every morning despite what they've been through. That's not just survival, that's grace. That's worth. You don't have to prove it, you only have to own it. Because when you do, you walk differently. You speak differently, you say no when you need to. You say yes to what fills your soul. You stop settling, you stop shrinking. And the world around you begins to shift because people reflect back what you believe about yourself. That's why this message matters. That's why I want you to listen to this every day. Not because it changes the world, but because it changes you. And when you change, everything around you does too. What you speak into yourself, what you whisper to your soul when no one's watching, that becomes the truth you live. It becomes the life you build. And that truth doesn't begin on the outside. It starts deep, deep within. The beliefs we carry about ourselves, whether they are planted by love or by fear, become the filter through which we see the world. If you walk into a room believing you're not good enough, that belief speaks before you even open your mouth. It shows up in your body language, in your decisions, in your energy. And the world reacts not just to your presence, but to your belief about your presence. It's not magic, it's not superstition, it's alignment. Your belief is your vibration, and it tells the universe what you're available for. So if you carry a belief that says, I'm unworthy, I'm unseen, I'm not enough, guess what? You start collecting evidence to support it. People treat you the way you treat yourself. You settle. You dim your light. You stop asking for more because somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself that you don't deserve more. But what if you shifted that belief, just gently, just enough to say, maybe I am capable. Maybe I am enough. That shift, my friend, becomes a revolution inside you. Because when your inner narrative changes, your entire direction changes. You stop chasing validation and start walking in purpose. You stop doubting your value and start honoring it. That's the moment things begin to move. That's when doors open, not because you waited for them, but because you believed you were worthy enough to knock. Every day you are writing a story about who you are. And that story, it gets read by your children, your coworkers, your partner. What's on the pages? What beliefs are driving the plot? You have the pen. You can change the script. It doesn't matter where the old story came from, parents, trauma, shame. You get to decide the new belief. And that belief becomes the reality you live in. We've all walked through something. We've all had chapters in our lives that we didn't want, didn't ask for, maybe even barely survived. But here's what I need you to hear with your whole spirit. Your past is a place of reference, not residence. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become from it. And that choice, that decision to rise instead of remain, is what builds your future. Too often we let our mistakes, our heartbreaks, our trauma sit in the driver's seat. We say, I can't move forward because I've failed before. Or no one stayed, so I must not be lovable. But those are wounds speaking, not truth. The truth is your scars are proof that you're still here. And being here, that's your second chance. That's your blank page. I don't care if your past is messy. So is mine. So is everyone's if we're honest. What matters is that you don't let yesterday become the lock on today's door. Because every moment you spend living in the past is a moment your future never gets to breathe. Let it go. Not because what happened wasn't real, but because you deserve to be free. Let yourself dream again. Love again. Build again. You are not broken. You are becoming. And sometimes the most powerful people are not the ones who had it easy, but the ones who kept going when everything inside them said stop. That's strength. That's transformation. That's the beginning of a new future. I know life gets heavy. I know there are seasons where it feels like nothing is working, like everything is testing you at once. The power of those moments, maybe especially in those moments, there is still something to be thankful for. Gratitude is not about pretending everything's okay. It's about seeing the light even in the cracks. It's about saying, I may not have everything I want, but I still have breath. I still have choice. I still have a reason. And let me tell you, this joy doesn't come from what you accumulate. It comes from what you acknowledge. You can have all the success in the world, but if you don't know how to be grateful, it will never feel like enough. Gratitude is the shift. It turns a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a moment into a miracle. When you start your day with thank you, even before the blessings show up, you're making space for more to come. You're tuning your spirit to abundance, not scarcity. And in doing so, you start to attract what reflects that energy. You see beauty where others see nothing. You feel peace where others feel chaos. Gratitude isn't just a habit. It's a superpower. If you do one thing every day, just one, let it be this: find something, however small, to say thank you for. Do that long enough and I promise joy will find you. We try to run from pain. Silence it. Bury it beneath business or achievement or distraction. But pain has a voice. And when you finally stop running, you begin to hear what it's been trying to teach you. Pain is not a punishment. It's a messenger. It tells you where the healing is needed, where the truth is buried, where the strength is waiting to be discovered. You don't have to like pain, but if you learn to listen to it, you'll find wisdom inside it. You'll learn who you are. You'll learn what matters. You'll learn what boundaries you never want to cross again. Some of the most powerful versions of yourself are born in the fire of what tried to destroy you. That heartbreak, it taught you how deeply you can love. That betrayal, it taught you discernment. That failure, it taught you resilience. Those aren't losses, they're lessons. And they're preparing you for something greater. So don't curse your pain. Bless it for the clarity it brought, for the layers it peeled back, for the parts of yourself it forced you to reclaim. Every scar tells a story, and when you share yours with someone else, you give them permission to heal too. Let me tell you something powerful that may shift the way you move through your life. The size of your dream does not intimidate the universe. The vision in your heart, no matter how wild, how big, how bold, it's there for a reason. You don't dream by accident. You dream because your soul remembers something your mind is still catching up to. That dream. It's not too much. You're not too much. And just because you haven't seen it done before, doesn't mean it can't be done by you. But here's the part that too many people forget. No dream, no matter how beautiful, becomes real without small, consistent steps. You want to change the world. Wonderful. Start by changing how you talk to yourself. You want to write a book, build a brand, start a movement. Amazing. Begin by writing one page, making one call, showing up one day, then the next. Because those small steps, they compound. They build something unstoppable. They create momentum. We live in a world obsessed with big wins and overnight success. But real success, quiet success, that happens in the little things you do when no one is watching. It happens when you keep going after failing. When you choose courage instead of comfort. When you stay true to your path even when it's hard. And yes, there will be people who don't see your vision, who think you're reaching too far, dreaming too loud. But that's okay. They weren't given your dream. You were. Protect it, nurture it, trust it. Dreams aren't measured by how fast they come true, but by how faithfully you keep showing up for them. Whether it takes a year or a lifetime, keep stepping forward. Every small step, every quiet act of faith, it's shaping something greater than you can yet imagine. There's a voice inside you that doesn't speak with fear or noise or pressure. It doesn't yell, doesn't beg. It whispers. That voice is your intuition, and it's been guiding you all along. Even when you didn't listen, even when you doubted it, even when others told you that logic mattered more or that the world knew better. Still, that voice remained. Patient, persistent, present. Your intuition is the truest part of you. It's not a luxury, it's your compass. And when you learn to trust it, truly trust it, your life begins to align. You stop chasing what doesn't belong to you. You stop staying in places that shrink you. You stop ignoring the signals your body and spirit have been giving you all along. So many of us were taught to override our instincts, to ignore that feeling in the gut, to follow the crowd, to play it safe. But safety is not the same as fulfillment. Sometimes the safest thing you can do is to trust yourself enough to walk away, speak up, begin again. Intuition doesn't guarantee comfort, but it guarantees truth. And your life, your real life, is waiting on the other side of that truth. And it will be moments when the path ahead doesn't make sense on paper. When the people around you question your choices. When the timing feels off. But if that voice inside says go, go. Even if it's shaky, even if it's slow, that whisper is your soul calling you back home to yourself. And the more you listen, the louder it becomes, the stronger it gets, the more clearly you begin to navigate your life, not from fear, but from alignment. And when you move in alignment, life doesn't just get easier, it gets richer. Because it's not built on who others want you to be. It's built on who you truly are. You cannot carry everything and still move forward. Some things, some habits, some relationships, some versions of yourself were meant only for a season, and holding on to them too long becomes a kind of weight. A heaviness you weren't meant to live with. Letting go doesn't mean failure. It means freedom. It means you're making room for what's next. It means you're honoring who you are becoming, not just who you've been. It's hard, I know. We get attached to people, to identities, to old dreams. We cling to comfort even when it's painful because at least it's familiar. But growth requires release. You can't heal in the same space that hurt you. You can't rise while gripping what keeps you low. You have to unclench your fists. You have to trust that letting go doesn't leave you empty. It opens you up to receive. Sometimes what no longer serves you is a job that drains your spirit. Sometimes it's a relationship that keeps you small. Sometimes it's a story you've been telling yourself about who you are. That you're not good enough, smart enough, deserving enough. But if that story hurts more than it helps, it's time to rewrite it. Letting go is a sacred act. It's saying, I am worth more than this pain, this pattern, this past. It's saying, I choose peace over pride. It's saying, I trust what's coming more than I fear what's leaving. And when you release what's no longer meant for you, you start to rise. You lighten, you breathe deeper. You step into the space that was always meant for you, clear, grounded, and ready. You are not a doormat. You are not a dumping ground. You are not here to carry the weight of everyone else's expectations at the expense of your own well-being. You are here to stand in your power. And that power, it begins with boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges to healthy connection. They tell the world, this is who I am. This is what I allow. This is how I deserve to be treated. People will only respect you to the level you respect yourself. And if you keep saying yes when your heart screams no, if you keep overextending, you're not being kind, you're being invisible. You're not being strong, you're being silent. And silence, when you need to speak your truth, is self-abandonment. Setting boundaries doesn't make you mean, it makes you honest. It makes you free. It allows love to be rooted in respect, not obligation. It filters out what doesn't align with your values, your vision, your worth. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Especially if you've been the one who always says, I'm fine, when you're not. Who always shows up, even when no one shows up for you. That the moment you decide that you matter too, that your peace, your time, your energy are sacred, you change the dynamics of every relationship you're in. Say no when you need to. Rest when you're tired. Walk away when it hurts. You do not owe anyone an explanation for protecting your soul. You only owe yourself the courage to do it. There is a light inside you that is unlike anyone else's. It's your spirit, your voice, your essence. And it was never meant to be hidden. But the world can be loud and sometimes cruel. In that noise, you may have learned to shrink, to dim, to stay quiet so others feel comfortable, to make yourself smaller so you wouldn't be judged. But hear me now, you do not serve the world by being less than who you are. Your light was given to you on purpose, and it has purpose. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out, and weren't made to echo. You were made to shine. And when you allow yourself to be fully seen, fully expressed, fully you, you give other people permission to do the same. Your light is your gift to the world. So don't hide it. Don't water it down. Don't edit yourself to fit into rooms that were never built for your brilliance. The truth is, not everyone will understand your light. Not everyone will celebrate it. But you're not here for everyone. You're here for the ones who feel seen because of it. The ones who find hope in your honesty. The ones who remember their own light because you had the courage to shine yours. So today and every day, let your light be seen. Speak your truth. Create boldly. Love fully. Live intentionally. Because when you do, you become a lighthouse. And someone somewhere in the dark, they'll find their way because of your glow. So here we are, at the edge of the message I've been carrying in my heart to give to you. After everything I've said, after every word, every truth, every reminder, I want to leave you with this. You don't need to be more of anything to be worthy of your dreams. You don't need another degree, another title, another round of applause to prove that you matter. You don't need to earn love, chase validation, or twist yourself into someone else's version of acceptable just to belong. Because you already belong. You already matter. You already are. Let this sink into your bones. You were never put on this earth to live in the shadows of your own potential. You are not here to live quietly. You are not here to suffer through your days. You are not here to shrink yourself down to fit into other people's comfort zones. You are here to rise. You are here to expand. You are here to live out loud. And I know there have been moments where life tried to make you forget that. Moments where people tried to dim you. Moments where you doubted yourself so deeply, you started mistaking survival for living. But listen to me now, survival is not your finish line. Thriving is. Joy is. Wholeness is. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are just getting started. This is not the end of your story. It is the chapter where you remember your voice. The one you silenced to stay safe. The one you softened to keep peace. The one you buried beneath people-pleasing and perfection. But not anymore. From this moment forward, you do not ask for permission to be who you are. You do not water yourself down to make others feel more comfortable. You do not let fear write the next page of your life. You rise. You rise in the face of doubt. You rise in the face of fear. You rise in the face of your past, and you say, I am not who I was. I am who I'm becoming. Because what's coming is greater than what's gone. The version of you that the world hasn't met yet. That version is powerful. That version is bold. That version is free. So yes, listen to this every day. Not because you're broken, but because you're healing. Not because you're lost, but because you're awakening. Not because you need motivation, but because sometimes the world gets so loud that you forget the truth. And the truth is you are already enough. You are enough when you're tired. You are enough when you're unsure. You are enough even when no one claps, no one sees, no one notices, because your worth is not up for debate. Let the world sleep on you. Let them doubt you. Let them whisper. Because while they do, you build, you speak, you create, you love, you grow, you forgive yourself for all the times you didn't know better. And you step forward with a quiet fire in your chest saying, "This time I do." This time you trust your voice. This time you protect your peace. This time you set boundaries like a woman or man who knows they are sacred. This time you stop chasing and start choosing. This time you rise from your own ashes and decide, I am the author now. So yes, my friend, listen to this every single day. Let it echo through your soul until you believe it. Let it become your anthem. Let it become your armor. Let it become the soil you grow from. Because when you do, you won't just change your life. You'll change everything around you. You'll wake up others just by being awake yourself. So speak it. Live it. Because you're not the whisper in the background anymore. You are the voice. You are the light. You are the miracle. And the world has waited long enough for you to finally see that. Now go shine.